Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, I'm giving you my recap of pre-release weekend. I attended 3 pre-releases, going to kind of talk about how the gameplays went, my overall thoughts, and just kind of, give you kind of a recap as you may want to try limited in the set, or just you want to try your first pre-release. Maybe there's one more today. Hopefully it can give you some good insight. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out my Discord down below. We're almost at like 500 members, 600 members. It's crazy. Also, if you want to support the channel in a different way, feel free to look at the channel membership. It's a good way to help the channel get more stuff for giveaways and product and go to events. Any money I make off of this channel goes right back into it. So thank you all so much. Also, really quick for my viewers who watch a decent amount or even new ones, I'm going to be moving to Virginia officially on Friday, and I'm recording this. You're going to be seeing this on Monday the 29th. I'm moving to Virginia on the 2nd of February, and so I'm going to try to do a couple of videos ahead of time so I have time to, there's not too much of a gap. But if you do see, only a couple of videos over the next week or two, that's why. I'm already going to have internet right when I move and stuff. It's just, it's a lot moving cross country like that. So please bear with me on the videos. I'll try to be as attentive as I can with them. But yeah, pre-release weekend was fun. I attended 3. I did 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. My general thoughts before I talk about each one individually, and the biggest thought that I enjoyed so much was the way LSS set up the pre-releases, right? There was no crazy cold full for winning, like an Outsiders, for example. And I loved Outsiders pre-release, had a ton of fun. But everyone was going for that cold full Uziri, right? Like if you won your pre-release, you got cold full Uziri. So people would just spike events, right? And people would go to multiple pre-releases to get multiple of them and then sell them and keep one. And to each their own on that. It's fine. And it's cool that LSS had cool prizing for that. But it kind of took away what the ultimate reason of a pre-release is, which is to get to play and have fun with the set a little bit early and just introduce new players. Because from my time in Flesh and Blood since Monarch, pre-release is the ultimate time to get someone into the game because everyone's on the same playing field. Everyone's playing with new cards. It's just for fun, genuinely. I enjoyed that so much. So I'm glad in this set there was no extra prizing if you went 4-0, right? Now your store could, give you packs per win or something, sure. But overall, everyone was on the same playing field, whether you went 0-3 or 3-0. Everyone got the same little packet, right, with the cold full starting stake and the tokens and all that other stuff. So really excited about that. I also love that they allow people to buy the Blitz decks up until yesterday. I bought the KO and the Rhinar Blitz decks because I wanted those full art Agile windups and full art Bonebreaker Bellows for my Brute decks. So that was really cool. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying that. When it came to the gameplay itself, like I said, I played in 3. The first pre-release was a 12 people. Played 3 rounds. I ended up playing Kasai. I drew into a lot of I opened in a lot of red, good red warrior stuff. So I opened 3 red draw swords, which is insane. A yellow draw swords and a blue draw swords, which for Kasai could technically be +3 to your first sword, saber, and gain 2 resources if you can give it go again, right? Because now your swords are free. It just was nuts. And then I drew into I got an agile engagement. I had 6 or 7 red pumps or attack reactions and warriors. So that was pretty easy. I lost 1 really close game, but it was fun. Ended up doing that. And then my second pre-release, I ended up playing not KO. I played KO for the first 2 rounds. I had a weird one. That one was a really weird pool. I would actually love to go back and see what I should have done. But the first 2 rounds I played KO, lost both. I just didn't quite have the firepower I needed. But I ended up switching to Betsy the last round because I was like, wait, I have a lot of wage cards. Maybe I can, and I have 1 bigger than big. Maybe I can get a little lucky and just pummel my opponent to death. I ended up doing that. I played an 11 overpower. And then I played a 14 overpower in another game in the last game. So I ended up winning with Betsy. So that was fun. And then my last pre-release is the best one I did. I didn't lose a game. I played Kasai. I had a bunch of good wager cards for Kasai, but I opened a lot of yellow and red warrior stuff. So I was just okay, well, let's play Kasai. So ended up doing that. And also in those games, I pulled a Raisin Army, so I was like, oh, I gotta play it. You know what I mean? So overall, it was really fun. This set, definitely the hype is real when it comes to how limited feels. It's very interesting. Like, I haven't done a full limited set review, but the one thing I did notice is like a lot of your power cards are not necessarily power cards, but your glue cards, that really dictate what you do, in my opinion. Not the only thing, but a big factor in dictating on who you play in sealed is the dual class cards, because they just really like make a difference, right? Like, you have these big good cards like Red Agile Engagement is an obvious one you want. Draw Swords is really good for Warrior. Red Bear Fangs for Brute. Guardian, if you get really good, a lot of good blue Guardian blues that block 3 along with a couple good attacks is really nice. But the real glue of this set is right here. These kind of cards, like like if you get a lot of Test of cards, right? Like Test of Might, and then Wall of Meat and Muscle, like maybe you want to go at that point, especially the Test card, go Victor, right? If you get a lot of the Clash cards, maybe then again you'll go with Victor, or you go with someone like if KO. But then if you get a lot of the stuff like Rising Power and Rising Speed, and stuff like that, and lead with power, maybe you go a little bit Brute because you can really have a lot of incremental value. There was just all types of stuff like that really, Agile Windup's good for pretty much anybody, but it's really good for Brute. A lot of the glue cards that made me decide where I went really had to do with the dual class cards. Like, the main reason I went on Kasai the first time was because I had really good Red Warrior stuff, but then I had a lot of like Wage Agilities and Agile Windups to help give my swords go again, but also have a little bit more, a little bit more flexibility in what I attacked with, right? That was really cool. Another thing is like some of the Majestics were just super nice. I had really funny Majestics. Like, the first pre-release I didn't get too much. I got like a Show No Mercy and stuff like that. But my last, there's a couple cards in this set that are really actually good. Down but Not Out. Like, it is a really cool game ender, especially at red. I had a Down but Not Out in my first pre-release, and going 3 for 8 overpower, creating a bunch of stuff is super super nice. Pay Up also is really nice. I would like let someone play performance bonus, which is 3 go again out of Arsenal on hit make a gold. I'd let them make a gold on purpose just so I could play this out in the game. I actually ended up beating Rabbi Parker Breezy on this card because he went to 1 life and I played this card. And it says when it hits a hero, gain control of a gold token they can gain control of a gold token they control. If you don't, deal 1 damage to them. So he like was in a lose-lose situation right at 1 life, which was really funny. Reinforced Line's insane. Performance bonus was a really, really cool winner of it. But yeah, there was a whole lot in this set to be happy about. I think Limited's really cool because I did notice that a lot of my games were going to fatigue, but not in the way like Outsiders did. Like, Outsiders went to fatigue just because the block values were pretty high and Assassin was pretty nutty. And so everybody just ran a 40 card pile, right? Because of the on hit effects. But this set, games can go long because you're fatiguing by threats, not fatiguing by block, right? Which feels a lot better. There were several games in all my pre-releases where myself or another game, like both people had like 3 cards. Like me and DM Armada were playing each other in the last round of my 3rd pre-release. Ended up winning that one, but both of us were down to less than 4 cards. And we both presented, I think, 34 cards. So super, super fun. Another really cool thing I really enjoyed is you can open stuff like the rare equipment like Knucklehead or Good Time Chapeau. It feels really good. Like, you don't have to get bombs in order to have good decks. And I'm really excited. It's going to be interesting to see how the next 2 sets go this year. But, I mean, I hope that if they have to pick a set to play at Worlds for the limited rounds, I hope they pick this one. I want to do a little more draft because draft seems a little bit interesting. But in terms of sealed was very fun. None of the games felt like lopsided. Everyone has a balanced pool. You always have play into something because of the dual class cards. I think KO is probably the most like consistent out of all of the young sealed all the young heroes in sealed. But I also think like you can have a really good Betsy deck. If you have a lot of the wage cards, Kasai is just going to be solid no matter what. So is Olympia. I think the only two that really struggle in sealed, in my opinion, first impressions, are Rhinar and Victor. Victor, you have to have a really big, like a lot of test of cards, a lot of, clash of cards in order to make him viable. You also need somewhere to make gold with like test of strength and performance bonus. Rhinar is going to be the hardest to build and seal because you need a lot of intimidate and like a lot of intimidate, like pack hunts and stuff, because otherwise, like, why aren't you just playing KO? You're going to get better value. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. I had fun. Again, the one thing I hope LSS keeps, there's two things I hope they keep in future pre-release seasons. One is the way pricing was, make it even all the way around. Another thing with the XP is you don't have people farming pre-releases for XP, which is super nice. But yeah, keep the pricing all equal around. And then also, the other thing I really enjoyed was the fact that, barring like a couple unlucky opens, most of the time you had a full equipment suite because of the way the equipment is in the set. It's really, I didn't have a deck where I didn't have all 4 equipment slots, and I saw a couple people have 3 maybe, but for the most part you had a full equipment suite that you could use, and all the equipment was useful. And so I hope they keep that. I know it's because it's the death match, right? Everyone gets a weapon, you suit up, you armor up for your death match fight, but I hope that they keep this in future sets where, because like prior limited sets, there was times, especially in sealed, where you might get like 1 piece of equipment, right? Maybe 2. In this set, it's like you should get all 4, if not 3 at the least. So very happy with that. I hope they keep that in there. But yeah, let me know what your general thoughts were. I just wanted to give you my recap. I played Kasai twice, Betsy, KO. And ended up doing that. So definitely let me know what you think about limited. I think it's really fun. I think that the 2-block, 3-block dichotomy is really cool with the dual class cards, and I'm really excited to see where it goes over time. It's definitely a limited format that I would play by choice, which hasn't been the case for a lot of the limited formats in Flesh and Blood, to be candid. So let me know what you think is. If you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. I'm going to be thinking of some stuff to do before I pack up the setup here. I literally pretty much have everything packed up except my bed and my setup. So yeah, have to get that done. Heading out on Friday. But y'all stay safe, stay happy, and I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all.